Hey, my name is Jason Cook. This is my wife, Courtney, our oldest daughter, Charlie, and our son, Cager. I couldn't imagine a more beautiful day to be hanging out with three of my favorite folks, and as we are so excited to join the family at Fellowship Memphis. Back in 2008, I remember being an admirer of Fellowship and the multi-ethnic ministry they had going on, and I said in passing to God, I was like, God, it would be really cool to get a chance to be a part of that work one day. And so, fast forward to back in January, I come home one day and he has just been born, Cager, and Charlie and Courtney and I were kind of looking around, and I was telling Courtney, like, hey, it's time for us to go. The Lord had made it pretty clear for us, but we did not want to leave Birmingham at all.
No.
And so, I'm thinking about planning a church, and, the guy who's planning churches and doing multi-ethnic ministry better than anybody else is John Bryson. So I called JB to pick his brain. He's like, hey, why don't you come up here and let's talk? And so I go up, I come to Memphis, and we start talking. He's like, so are you called to be a planter? I'm like, man, I don't really know. He was like, well, what are you called to? I was like, man, I know I'm called to preach, to love God's people and put the glory of Christ on display. So I call Courtney and I'm like, babe, I don't have any answers for us, but I do feel like we need to be praying about potentially relocating to Memphis.
I couldn't imagine picking up our entire house, packing it, and moving somewhere. And I felt like the Lord inaudibly was like, yeah, but if I ask you to, you will.
Mm-hmm.
And then Jason called me about 3 hours after that and made that comment about, I think we should pray about Memphis. And I just started crying because I knew we were supposed to. I just really feel like the Holy Spirit wants us to go to Memphis and you're not taking us.
Yeah, she said point blank, if we don't go to Memphis, we'll be disobedient.
Yeah.
And for me, I'd always joked around, even before we got married, I said, babe, if there's one church in America that calls and says, hey, would you come and be a part of the work? If Fellowship Memphis ever called, I would uproot our family and we would go and move to Memphis and work for free. We are so excited to be here. You don't know how long I've prayed for you, how long we prayed for you. And we are so excited to get a chance to come and join the work and to link up and to serve God's people in Memphis.